So I understand how it feels to lose somebody you love. I get that. But what cannot happen, and this historically is dangerous, is now using your grief to now demonize an entire group of people. If an illegal immigrant crossed over from Mexico and killed someone you love, you can be angry at that person. No one on God's green earth is saying you can't. But what you can't do, and what is immoral, and what will have people like Trump use that as a weapon for his own internal racism, is now demonize an entire group of people because of that. First off, we understand that Trump does not care about immigration and creating policies that's going to fix the decade-long broken immigration process when it comes to the asylum seeking process, when it comes to visas and all the types of visas that American offers. There's a bunch of loopholes. There's a bunch of things that needs to be reformed. It's a big mess. It's not just one particular, thing that can be fixed that's going to fix everything. It's going to take someone who understands the immigration process. It's going to take a team of people to look at every single way that America's taking immigrants legally. It needs to be a fix to everything. So if someone is just going to tell you, hey, I'm going to fix the immigration problem, maybe they should have a plan. And it needs to be a lengthy plan, because it's not just one way illegal immigrants are coming into the country. It's not like the only way to get in is going around borders, whatever the case is. There's plenty of cases where people overstay their visas. There's a lot of different ways to go about this. And what I have seen or haven't seen from Trump is an actual plan to fix it. And the only way he seems to be going about it is to gather every, illegal immigrant that's a criminal, which is a given. Of course, I don't think anyone's going to say, no, Trump, you can't go after the illegal immigrants who are committing all these crimes. No one is saying that. Democrats or Republicans or anyone in between is saying that. Find me the one person who is saying that. I will call them an idiot. That's simple. But what people are afraid of is the overreaching. Because now Trump is trying to get ICE to detain around 1,500 people a day. So what is that going to incentivize? It's going to incentivize ICE and other agents to abuse people's rights as American citizens. And I covered that once before. Go ahead, watch that video. It's going to cause problems. Simple. The second or the third issue is now he's trying to go after the 14th Amendment. So now he's going to essentially, he wants to go after American citizens under the 14th Amendment. Now he wants to take that away and send them back to not their home country because they were born in the U.S. Now he wants to deport them. So now this is taking a issue of illegal immigrants who are committing crimes into a bigger problem. And this is what is bringing this to the forefront. This is why this is a bigger issue, not because Trump is going after illegal criminals. It's now becoming a bigger issue. So now let's go ahead. Go to this article by TMZ, which states, Trump administration on Selena Gomez, you didn't cry over these girls. Now, this is where this gets politicized. And this is where this becomes a bigger issue. Because, well, first, let's go ahead and listen to Trump's border czar on this issue and kind of get an understanding of where they're going about, and let's see or listen to a lot of the lies that are being told.
I don't know if you've had a chance to see a video that has been going viral over the past hour or so. We're still working to clear it and show it. In fact, the Hollywood celebrity who posted it has now deleted it, I think because probably she faced a lot of backlash for it, noting even the New York Times and Fox News polls show that a majority of American respondents are in favor of deportations of criminals and gang members. She posted a video sobbing. She was crying in it. She said, "All my people are getting attacked," with the picture of a Mexican flag. Again.
So once again, how they're already misrepresenting Selena Gomez in her video. 9 times out of 10, she's not crying for the illegal immigrants who are committing crimes. That's not what she's talking about. Like I said at the beginning of this video, this is becoming a bigger target than just illegal criminals, which statistically is not millions upon millions or like Trump said, 15 to 20 million. No. Those are not the ones committing the murder and committing the rape and committing all the burglaries. No. Statistically, those numbers are lower than American citizens committing crime. Statistically, not based off of feelings or vibes or one story. Statistically, that is proven. But to make this a bigger story, you got to lie about the facts. And that's what they're doing here.
And she has now taken that down. But what do you say to those who are out there saying that these are everyday people, these are families that are being attacked and dragged out of their homes? How do you respond to that?
I don't think we arrested any families. We've arrested public safety threats and national security threats, bottom line. And look, President Trump won the election on this one issue, securing our border and saving lives. What happened on our southern border last 4 years is the biggest national security threat this country's seen, at least in my lifetime, because we got over 2 million known gotaways. We got a 600% increase in sex trafficking. We got a record number of terrorists crossing the border on the terrorist watch list. We have 250,000 Americans die from fentanyl coming across the open border. We're going to do this job, and we're going to enforce the laws of the...
And once again, all the stats that he's throwing out there, I looked up. It's more than just Mexican immigrants. And the whole terrorist watch list, he's being too broad and too general with that. And once again, I wish somebody on Fox News would press him on that, because a lot of the people that were supporting Trump weren't criminals. They weren't going around killing people. They're taking everybody away, not just the one committing the murders and the rapes and the armed burglaries. They're not just going after those people. Those are where the two mix-ups are happening. People are thinking Trump is just going for the criminals. Trump wants to go for everybody. And that's where people are a little confused at. So once again, he's being too general with, the national threat that, these Mexican illegals are a national threat. Because if you look that up, it's a lot of national threats, and it's every color of the rainbow. It's not just brown immigrants coming from Mexico, as they're trying to paint this, obviously.
This country. If they don't like it, then go to Congress and change the law. We're going to do this operational apology. We're going to make our community safer. We're going to save. Once we lock that border on continuous operation, you're going to see fentanyl deaths decrease, illegal alien crime decrease, sex trafficking decrease. It's just all for the good of this nation, and we're going to keep going.
Once again, fentanyl. I hate this argument because fentanyl comes through legal ports of entry. So what does illegal immigrants within the U.S. have to do with U.S. citizens going through legal ports of entry, bringing over the fentanyl? And if you look at it, you should be arresting a lot of U.S. citizens. But I mean, once again, they can't say that. They can't be that transparent and honest, because they'll be going after a lot of people and not just illegal immigrants who have nothing to do with fentanyl. The families that they're arresting have nothing to do with fentanyl. They're just here illegally. You see what I'm saying? So once again, Trump is not just going after the murderers that we're going to get into now. He's going after all of them. And this is the reason that he's trying to weaponize the mothers of the individuals who were killed by illegal immigrants. Like it says here, Trump administration on Selena Gomez, you didn't cry over these girls. Now, I want to make sure I say this correctly when it comes to this situation here, okay? Long story short, I lost a sister due to negligence of driving. Drinking was involved. Not my sister, but the individual who was driving my sister was driving recklessly and got into a car accident, killing my sister, my only sibling. I have a small family already, so that impacted greatly. So I understand how it feels to lose somebody you love. I get that. But what cannot happen, and this historically is dangerous, is now using your grief to now demonize an entire group of people. If an illegal immigrant crossed over from Mexico and killed someone you love, you can be angry at that person. No one on God's green earth is saying you can't. But what you can't do, and what is immoral, and what will have people like Trump use that as a weapon for his own internal racism, is now demonize an entire group of people because of that. That is not okay by any stretch of the imagination. It's like me being mad at every single driver in America because my sister was killed by a car accident. It doesn't make any sense. I can be mad at the one person, but I can't take that out on every single driver because my sister got killed in a driving accident. It doesn't make sense. So let's go ahead and watch this video that, as we see here, President Donald Trump's administration is directly calling out Selena Gomez. So this isn't someone random on the internet. This is Trump's administration doing this. Why are they doing this? That's the key part. So let's go ahead and take a listen.
What about our children who were brutally murdered and raped and beat to death?
I just want to say that I'm so sorry. All my people are getting attacked. The children.
Seeing that video, it's hard to believe that it's actually genuine and real because she's an actress.
You don't know who you're crying for. What about our children who were brutally murdered and raped and beat to death and left on the floor by these illegal immigrants? I just feel like it's
okay. So right there, I need to pause because this is a minute 30 second video, so I gotta break this down in chunks here. So if you watch Selena Gomez video, she's talking about her people. Selena Gomez is Hispanic, or she's somewhere within that mix. She stated plenty of times that she has family that is connected to illegal immigrants in some way, shape, or form that she is worried about. Okay, because her family, if something like that happens, of course, people are going to deal with this in different ways. Some people like to cry during videos, whatever the case is. You can't tell someone how to manage how they express that grief. Okay, so that's a given right there. So what the first lady said was, in a sense of Selena Gomez is trying to cry over illegal immigrants who are committing these murders. That is false. Once again, I don't understand how you can come to that conclusion if you listen a little bit. No one on God's green earth is defending illegal immigrants who are committing these murders, who are committing these crazy acts of crimes. No one is doing that. In this situation here, Selena is not doing that. Now you can say like the second lady, you know, she's trying to put on a performance, whatever the case is. If you believe that, that's what you want to believe. But you can't sit here and say Selena's crying because she wants to protect illegal immigrants who are committing crimes. That's being disingenuous, and that's now being weaponized against an entire group of people, which is problems on its own. So let's continue.
Floor by these illegal immigrants.
I just feel like it's a ruse to deceive people and to garner sympathy for lawlessness.
Once again, I know these parents and these loved ones are grieving, but that does not give you a ticket to be disingenuous, to now turn that anger and grief towards an entire group of people. That's not how this works. And you're going to get someone evil in a position of power like Trump, who's going to take that energy, who's going to take that grief and that anger and that sadness for his own racist agenda. And that's not acceptable. That's simple. I don't care how you guys will feel about what I'm saying. I really don't care. But you cannot do that, because now you're putting millions of people on the backs of the one person that did you and your family wrong. That is not okay. You know how I know that? Because if you read American history, that's what they did to my people. They demonized us, and you know, if a individual, if a black American looked at a white woman, they would lynch him. They called us beasts. They called us animals. They said that we could not interact within civilization. So that gave them a reason to treat my people the way they did. They generalized all of us and they mistreated us. That's simple. So if you take the one person, or let's just say 1,000, we'll just say 100,000 criminals that deserve to be either put in jail or sent out of the country, you're now taking that 100,000 people and now putting that stigma onto millions, 15, 16 million of legal and illegal. I mean, you can't, walk down the street and tell who's legal and who's not legal. If they're brown, you're going to now put that type of energy onto them. And how is that fair? Or now we're just being hateful because of your one incident with someone that needs to be in jail. You're now taking that energy and now putting that on every single brown person you see. And that's not right. I'm sorry. Your feelings don't give you an excuse to now demonize and hate other people. That's not how that works. I mean, if you're white, I guess it's all right. So
I wish I could do something, but I can't.
My daughter was a child. There's many other children whose lives were taken due to people who crossed here illegally.
They didn't cry for our daughters.
No one has stood up except for us mothers to cry out about our children.
I am so happy that Trump won. I am so glad that this is one of the first bills to help with immigration.
It's only been 2 weeks.
And that's either misinformation or just being disingenuous. Once again, I don't know. All I can say is what she said, once again, is false. This is not the first bill to try to deal with immigration. One, that's not even the correct wording, because like I said, it's a difference between rounding up illegal immigrants and sending them across the border versus actually fixing the immigration policies. Those are two different things. Just because you round up, let's just say Trump rounds up 15 million illegal immigrants and send them to whatever country they originated from. Let's say he did that. Does that fix the border policies? Does that fix people overstaying in visas? Does that fix the asylum seeking process? It doesn't. It doesn't fix the fentanyl problem because, like I said, majority of these drugs come through legal points of entry. So once again, what is Trump's bill to fix the immigration policies. I haven't seen it. So once again, we can't be disingenuous here just because we're upset or we're grieving or we're mad. No, you still have to think logical and treat people on an individual basis instead of demonizing a group of people. Because historically, that's more problems. Just like we spoke about in plenty of my videos during Biden's administration, at the beginning of his administration, they tried to push policies to do something. It may not have been perfect, but it's to do something. And that was shot down by Trump personally and the Republican Party. Why is that? The second time they tried to do it, once again, got shot down by Trump. So once again, we can't be disingenuous with history that we just lived through. That's not how that works.
If that, since he's been in office and he's taking accountability and he's making moves and he's making things happen.
President Trump genuinely cares for the American people, and he cares for the American family.
I truly appreciate everything Donald Trump has done.
We stand with President Trump and make America safe again.
All right. So once again, I can't tell people how to act when it comes to being in that position of losing somebody they love. Like I said, I have myself. I have 4 kids, 2 grandkids. If anything was to ever happen to my kids, I will go on a rampage. I know I will. I mean, I can just imagine now somebody looking at my kids when they're older throughout the world. If they even look at my kids and I see it, I probably pluck their eyeballs out. I mean, that's just how intense I would be and protective of my kids. I know that feeling. But once again, you cannot allow, or you shouldn't. I mean, you can do what you want, but you shouldn't allow that grieving to turn into hatred for an entire group of people. Because a lot of these immigrants, and I've known a lot of them, and most of them are probably illegal. I did a lot of construction throughout my life. A lot of them were probably illegal. But, I have no way to check their papers. But a lot of them do come to this country to make money. Let's be simple. They come here to work, to make money, to provide for their families. 9 times out of 10, they're not worried about nobody else except for what they got to do. Now, of course, in any race, in any circumstance, you're going to have people that are bad, that want to do bad, and they deserve to be put under the jail or sent to wherever they need to. No one is defending that. But Trump doesn't care about neither of that. All he wants to do is push his racist agenda. And if he needs to use the grievance of mothers to do that, that's what he does. That's what he's been doing the past 10 years. This is nothing new. So once again, guys, I appreciate you watching. If you agree or disagree, let me know in the comments down below, or hit that Discord button so me and you can have that one-on-one talk. And like always, let's have that conversation.